Hello and welcome back to the EDC Squirrel. Got a new one for you guys today, and this one is from Bestech Knives. This is the Bestech Dolphin. Let's open this up and take a look. This one I did get on auction through Whatnot from one of my favorite sellers, Chasing Blades. I do a lot of business with him. He's an awesome guy, awesome sellers on Whatnot. If you happen to be on Whatnot, be sure to check him out. He's at Chasing Blades, and they also have a website called unwaveringendeavors.com. But anyway, what we have here is we have the Bestech knife pouch or taco. Open that up. We've got what appears to be, let's see here. Is this a warranty card or introduction, maintenance, and how to store it? Okay. So congratulations on your choice of purchasing a knife made by our company. Awesome. With that aside, we have a microfiber cleaning cloth. This one does have Bestech's logo on it in the corner. And the knife itself with some inedible candy. Now, I do like their little taco pouches because they do have little individual pouches on the inside. You can put 2 knives in here if you really wanted to, but I thought that was pretty cool. We're going to go ahead and put this off to the side again and take a closer look at what we have here. This is the Bestech Dolphin, and this is done in their retro. Now, they say retro blue and gold on the website. However, this looks more green to me. Not that I'm complaining. I think it looks pretty awesome. You can see there. But it's in their retro, I'm going to say retro gold, and with an S35 VN blade. You can see the rear flipper deployment. Really smooth action. I have another one from Bestech that I was really impressed with, and Chasing Blades had gotten another of these, and I could not help but jump on it immediately as soon as he had it on the table. Again, this is an S35 VN steel blade. You have a drop point blade with a decent amount of swedging on the top, and it looks like a dual grind, but I think what it is, because they both feel like, it feels like a flat grind, but what they're doing is the body has a flat grind, and then as it nears the tip, it does a very drastic angle towards the tip. As you can see, that little division line right there, but I don't believe that's an actually different grind on that blade. You have some jimping on the back, titanium gold, retro gold, and they say retro blue, but I'm going to say green handles, lanyard hole, and it is a frame lock. You do have a pocket clip, however, it is not reversible, not really deep carry, and the action on this is just amazingly smooth. It has a nice detent when closed. It's not falling out of the knife regardless of how much I shake this thing. And the flipper works great. Again, nice, smooth, and quick action when deploying the blade. Now, this particular color, I noticed on the back, we have a 14 out of 50 run on this one. So, from what I understand, there's only 50 of this particular colorway made. And they do have another color on Bestech's website that was a retro blue, and that one does look like a grayer, almost like a gunmetal blue. Yeah, showing on their website. However, that one is also showing unavailable. Now, I dug around to see if I could find these, and a lot of places are stating that these knives are no longer available. However, I did see on Knife Center that they have the retro blue version saying out of stock, but typically ships from Knife Center within 2 to 3 business days. So I don't know if this particular model, the Dolphin, is actually still available. Definitely not that I found in this colorway, but quite possibly available from Knife Center. I'll go ahead and put a link down below to Knife Center's website if you want to try your luck and see if you can acquire one of these. Now, these are going for $192 is the lowest price that I've seen them at. Again, I haven't seen them available anywhere else, and the only one that I show just stating out of stock is the retro blue. Now, looking at this knife again, we do have a partial liner. It's got a little bit of weight to it because it is a titanium handle. Now, length and measurements of this knife, we have, let's see here. Let me go back to the site and just read them off the website. Stated before that CPM S35 VN steel, stonewash blade, titanium handle, frame lock, and overall length on this one is going to be 8.39 inches. Closed, it's going to be 4.92 inches. The blade length on this is 3.46. There are ceramic ball bearings in the pivot, and they're giving me a weight of 126 grams. But let's see what that says in ounces, because even I have to admit I am much more familiar with ounces than I am with grams. So let's zero this scale out. And we've got 4.34 ounces. So not a super heavy knife. It has a decent amount of weight to it, which I do like. It's so that way, I mean, it just feels a lot more substantial in the hand. It's a very comfortable grip. You've got a nice little, the flipper converts to a nice little guard, a decent sharpening choil up on the blade. And like I said before, some jimping on the back. I can easily get a full gorilla grip on this one. And there are no sharp edges whatsoever on the edges of these scales. The pocket clip pretty much just disappears in my hand. I don't really feel it at all. No real hot spots that I can really detect as I'm holding this. Again, in a grip that I would normally hold it if I'm using it. And it's just a very nice and comfortable hold. Now, you do have a bit of, you kind of have somewhat of finger cutout here. So it's not a completely neutral handle, but it doesn't get in the way of holding the knife in different types or different styles of grips. So still pretty comfortable regardless of how you hold it. The frame lock is very easy to actuate. They give a decent enough cutout on the scale to allow me to get my thumb over to the frame lock. I don't have to dig into it with my nail. And then a very positive snap when I close it. When I open it, again, you got a nice positive snap. And I don't feel any movement whatsoever on that blade, either side to side, up or down. Very, very solid lockup on this. And I've been really impressed with the Bestech knives that I've gotten. I've gotten this one. I have the Tercel, which I did a video on some time ago. And then I even got a Bestech from the Monthly Knife Club, which was a really tiny one. And so far, each of these three have been super impressive. I do also have some of their budget knives, the Bestechman. Notably, I think it was the Cicada's Wing, if I recall correctly. The Bestechman Cicada's Wing. I hope I'm getting that right. Okay, that's good.
the Bestech Cicada's Wing, which was really an excellent budget knife and a really popular budget knife on Whatnot. So I've been really impressed with their quality and the build of their knives. Let's see how sharp this one is out of the box. All right, let's see how this goes. Really smooth cut through this paper. Bites immediately into the paper. I don't really feel any tearing as it goes through. And I'm going from edge to tip. Yeah, very smooth cuts. Very smooth feeling. Sounds nice and quiet. That is a really sharp out of the box blade on this one. Again, they have so far, now granted, I've only gotten the 3 Bestechs and the Bestech and Cicada's Wing, but so far they've all been excellent, excellent knives. Now, looking at the blade again, we've got the Bestech logo on one side. That'll focus. There we go. And then on the other side, we have an S35 VN, just to denote the steel that's on there. I do notice a smooth wear ring on the blade, and I believe that's coming from the detent ball, where the detent ball is riding against that blade. Not a big deal. The detent is nice and solid. And it's just a flattening out. I don't feel that scratch anywhere. I don't think there'd be any point of trying to polish that out either, because I have a feeling as I'm opening and closing the blade, that's just going to reappear. It doesn't bother me in any way whatsoever, but I just want to point that out in case that's a thing for anybody. The titanium scales do have some relief. They've been cut out or hollowed out a little bit on the inside to save on some of the weight. And again, the frame lock feels nice and solid. The pocket clip does look a tad on the thin side. Now, I haven't carried this yet. It's got a decent amount of tension on it, and I love how it's nice and flat. Time will tell how that's going to be when I go ahead and throw it in a pocket. When closed, the blade is very nicely centered in there. As you can see, something I really like to see, especially, on knives as they get more and more expensive. I give a little bit of leeway when knives are below, like, say, a certain amount, the extreme budget blades. But once they start going up in price, I'd say like around 50 and up, I like to see that definitely right down the center. It just tells me that they're taking careful, they're doing a good deal of quality control on their blades before they hit the shelves. So far, I've been pretty lucky in that regard. Again, this one is marked 14 out of 50, and I believe, again, that this is just for this particular colorway. The retro blue, they call it a retro blue and gold. It looks much more green to me. I don't think the other ones, the retro blues, were numbered in any way. And again, it's possible that the retro blues may still be available through Knife Center. I haven't called myself to check, but that's something that if you're really wanting one of these Dolphins, you might want to give a look there, because I haven't really seen them available anywhere else. Otherwise, a really awesome Awesome knife. No complaints of this one whatsoever. Feels really good in the hand, really quick, really flippy, and very, very fidgety. That rear flipper works so excellent, and this moves so smoothly. Even, I dare say, even more smooth than the Tercel. And I thought the Tercel was very smooth when I got it. The only thing I wish it did have would be another form of deployment. Like the Tercel has its thumb hole, but I can see why they didn't include that, because it keeps the knife, or it gives the knife a nice and sleek profile when closed. But really impressed with Bestech and the knives that I've gotten from them. Now, I know I could probably get more knives that are still in production. I've just been hung up, admittedly, on these knives that are a little harder to find, especially the ones that are serialized. But I'm hoping to get more Bestechs in the future. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I really, really appreciate all your support. And if you liked what you saw, please drop a like down below. And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe and hit that notification bell. That way you'll get notified as soon as I drop a new video. I also did recently start an Instagram, mainly because I just thought it'd be a great way to share photographs of my collection. I also had a friend start for me a Discord for this channel. And I will include a link to both of those in the description below in case you want to join and check out either. But thanks again for all your support. Awesome, awesome knife. Really happy with it. And hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye.